Welcome to an audio edition of the Spin 70 podcast. I'm here today with my sister Adina, who has something to do for school. She's going to explain it to us. She had these questions she wanted to ask me. I looked at it seemed pretty cool, and I figured, what the hell? Let's put it on the podcast.
Show me the money. Congratulations, you're still my agent.
So before we get to it, I already introduced her, but Adina, tell us a little bit about yourself, as well as what this project is, what this homework is, what it entails, why are you doing it, so on and so forth. Go ahead.
So, I decided to choose you for this project because I feel like you've been through a lot in your life and you like to talk about your experiences and your hardships and your passions, and I thought this would be a good, brain exercise to figure out more about what you want to do and how you want to approach things in your life. So
basically, I'm a lost boy from Peter Pan in your mind. That's what you're basically saying here.
No, what I'm saying is that you like to grow as a person and you want to be able to experience more, and you like to plan things out, and you like to go accordingly in order for things to work out in the end. So this is basically, you set a goal, a small goal, and you tell me steps on how you're going to achieve that goal.
I got you. What class is this for?
This is for my fitness and wellness class that I'm taking for nutrition. I am pre-nutrition and pre-radiology and ultrasound tech, and I have a long way to go.
Chigga, yeah.
I don't know what that was, but
it's okay.
This basically is a behavior model, and it's basically a study to figure out what you want to do. So
there are three sections to it, correct?
So there are three studies that I thought, or three behavior models that I thought would interest you the most. And when I asked you about them, it seems like they all interest you and you want to do them all. So
yeah, that's kind of the way I am. It's weird.
Yeah. So we can start by reading them off and just go one by one.
Cool. Yeah, go for it. Actually, do you want to introduce them, or do you just want to go for the question?
I'll introduce it, and then we.
Sweet.
Okay, so this one is called the self-determination theory, and the self-determination theory is a theory of human motivation and personality that concerns people's inherent growth tendencies and innate psychological needs. It is concerned with the motivation behind choices people make without external influences and interference.
Yeah, you got to speak into the mic. So our sound engineer is not supposed to be talking because he doesn't have a microphone, but we'll put the microphone in front of his face.
That was a long explanation. Could you summarize that, please?
Yes, I can try.
I was going to ask that, but I thought it would be a stupid question, so thank you for pointing that out.
Okay, let me try and figure this out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, speak into the mic. You're good.
Okay. I don't have my glasses on, so I have to blow this up. Okay, self-determination theory.
Should've got your glasses. Yeah, sibling thing.
Self-determination theory. It basically is like what about yourself drives the human to do something that's personality based, that provides growth tendencies. And
what about myself? Rephrase that.
Hang on. It is concerned with the motivation behind choices people make without external influences and interference. that make sense?
It's a very loaded question.
No, I'm just explaining what this theory is.
Okay.
So basically, what motivates you behind the things that you do?
That is a very interesting question.
So it's not a question. It's just a theory.
Oh.
So here are the questions to this theory.
Okay.
Okay. So think of something, I guess. Think of something small.
I mean, she did say what motivates you, right? That's why I thought it was a question.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
It is concerned with the motivation behind choices people make without external influences and interference.
Okay.
So basically, when you go to work out, there's nothing that can stop you.
Okay.
Why is that?
That's
just like an
That
example.
is that's an example.
An example.
Do you want me to answer that
You
question?
can answer that.
Because that's a tough question to answer. Like it's, like I do a lot of things for a lot of reasons.
Because like you never quit it. Like no matter what, whether you're angry, happy, sad, depressed,
I'm just in the zone.
you never don't go.
Yeah, and even like there are times where like when I had crack, I still actually have them, but I got cracked wisdom teeth. Whenever I'm in pain, I look at my brother, I look at Yehuda, and I'm just like, let's go to the gym. And then we're done. I'm like, that was the best workout I ever did. But Yehuda has something to say, so I'm gonna pass the mic over to him.
No, you explained it perfectly. You're fine.
But I don't know how to answer that question honestly. That it has a lot to do with. I think some of it has to do with the fact that I'm an older brother, maybe. I don't know if you like that question or you just looked at my phone and made a weird face. Was that what it was?
Squinting because I can't see.
Oh, okay. Because I have this. I don't know. It's ingrained in my psyche, maybe, or my personality. I would say that I try to lead by example. I kind of learned that early in life. And the truth is that if I can be the one who goes through the struggling, and if I can be the one who goes through the hardships and kind of exemplify that to those to people who look up to me, namely my siblings and whomever else, like cousins and so on and so forth, it's as if I'm the one who's doing the hard part, so it's not as hard for them. Meaning if they're going through something tough, they know they could say, hey, you went through X, Y, and Z. What would you do? What was your mindset? What should I do? And I mean, maybe that's an answer, or at least a facet.
It is a facet, I think. Let me interject. So I'm gonna.
He's my translator, so.
I have the answer.
Oh, he's got the answer. All right.
The reason why he does that, that's what you were asking?
Does what? Say it again.
If he's in his pain, he's like living in it?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay, repeat the question so that I can answer it.
Here, let me give you the definition of self-determination theory again.
Okay.
It is concerned with the motivation behind choices people make without external influences or interference. So too,
Right.
Shalom, no matter what time
He's
of day,
self-determined.
goes to the gym.
Right.
Why does he do that? It's like a.
So you're trying to figure out why he does that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the answer. Okay. The reason why he does that is because Shalom doesn't like doing something halfway and then giving up, because he doesn't want to be thought of as somebody who gives up on things. So he thinks, if I don't want to give up on something, what do? Oh, I keep going no matter what, right? So he wants to see everything to the end.
Okay.
So does that make sense? He just
And so basically, no matter what, his goal is to just finish it. The goal is to just do it no matter what.
He's trying to figure out why he's doing things.
Go into the mic, Yehuda.
Oh my God.
There you
Better?
go. Perfect.
Okay. You're trying to figure out why he's doing these things.
Yeah, no matter how he's feeling.
Right.
It's like an immediate response.
the reason he's doing these things, I'm explaining to you why
Okay.
the theory makes sense. You feel me?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why he's doing these
You
things,
can cut that out.
don't. It's good. It's a good.
Just get your point.
I'm trying. The reason he does those things is because he doesn't want, because he's always thinking about, if I do this, what does that make me? Right? So when he's in pain, he's like, if I take an Advil, what does that make me? Oh, that makes me someone who like gives up whenever he's in pain.
So I'd say, I think I know what he's saying. But I'd say, like, I'll put it to you this way. I think throughout my life I've been surrounded by a tremendous amount of procrastination. People procrastinating about the simplest, dumbest things. And because, you know, education comes from the home, right? I'm not saying anything bad about my parents, obviously, but we model ourselves off of what we see, who we look up to. And when you see people like pass up on the smallest responsibilities, they tend to pass up on the responsibilities that are the most important. The way that I look at it is that if I'm on top of most of my things, then, you know, obviously I'm not perfect. I procrastinate often, but it messes with your head. You kind of say like, oh, I was supposed to do that, but I'm not going to. I was supposed to do that, but I'm not going to. The thing is that life is something that we're given, right? I think you told me one time, you said to me, life is a gift that we don't ask for. But the truth is that if we look at it as life as being a gift that we don't ask for, we have to, it's our duty to say tomorrow's going to be better than today, right? And if I didn't do something that I was supposed to do yesterday, right? And then I'm saving it for today, which has its own agenda and its own like personality, so to speak. How am I supposed to fit in something I was supposed to do yesterday into today if I got a whole bunch of crap that I got to do today? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, so there's that aspect, and there's also the aspect of just not giving up. Like the truth is that we all give up on things. Like there are things that I give up on too. Like, can I think of anything off the top of my head that I've given up on? I'm sure Yehuda has a good example for me.
Piano.
Yeah, I was very good at piano. I picked it up really easily. I happen to be incredibly musical, and I could have played piano, but for some reason I didn't do it. I don't know what it was, but I didn't do it. I think about it all the time, and see, that's the part that kills me, is that I think about it and I say, damn, I could play piano. I should be able to play, you know, and it's just like, oh, I'll pick it up next time. But let's be honest, as we get older, we acquire more responsibilities throughout life, and then more responsibilities that we acquire, it's the time to pick up certain skills or certain hobbies. It kind of dwindles away. And the way that I look at it is like exercise is something that people neglect all the time. And I determined when I was younger that I was like, okay, I want to be healthy my whole life. So if I incorporate this while I'm young, if I turn this from a want into a need, into a must, then it's something that's going to be ingrained in my life for the rest of my life. The interesting thing is that I'm always learning, always asking questions. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. It's just, this is just simply the truth. And I compare and contrast, and I see, people generally, this is generally speaking, I'm not speaking specifics, obviously, but generally speaking, people neglect to do certain things for themselves. And in order for me to incorporate the things that I want to do for myself, because at the end of the day, whatever we do for ourselves makes us happy. Because if we can't do anything for ourselves, we can't do anything for other people. And if we're procrastinating about the things that keep us mentally healthy or physically healthy or emotionally healthy, then we can't do our jobs, whether we're parents or older siblings or what have you, or even roommates, teachers, the whole deal. If we can't do the jobs for ourselves to keep ourselves healthy, then how can we then say, if I don't work 100% for me, how could I work 100% for you? If I'm going to have children one day, when I have children, fingers crossed, please, no children, no, kidding. But when I have children one day, I want to be able to show my children, because education comes from the home. I want to be able to show my children, look what I've done with my life. This is the product that I am. And then I want to then lead by example, and then be able to say, if I can be there for me, I can be there for them. And a lot of that has to do with routines. A lot of it has to do with doing things that we don't want to do, like waking up early in the morning. You know what I mean? And we hear this stuff all the time. And it's a process. It's a struggle. For me personally, something that I struggle with is that I always want to be good at that thing right now. I happen to be pretty patient. You know, I'm not super patient, but no one's super patient. We're humans. Humans aren't perfect. But when it comes to wanting to acquire an attribute or acquire a mindset, I want it now. And when I want it now, that's when I incorporate everything. So when you talk about the gym as an example, it's not the only example, but when you talk about the gym as an example, it's like, for me, it's about, you know, it's like, I want to look like this, or be able to do this, or be functional. You know what I mean? The gym has many facets to it that kind of help us with our own personal motivation or determination. But when I'm losing my train of thought. But when I go to the gym, it's like I'm not going to get where I want to go if I skip a day. Every day counts, even if it's the worst workout, even if I didn't sweat or I couldn't lift as much as I did last week. Those small incremental progress, that's what it is. What do you mean? Yeah, the incremental setbacks by not doing it stops me from getting to where I want to go sooner. The incremental progress by doing it, even if it's not the best workout, it's still the idea. Okay, well, you know, I went to the gym, I didn't lift, I didn't do cardio, but I got a massage, and I went to the sauna and the steam room. So at least,
made it.
Yeah, at least I made it. B, at least I did something healthy for my body, recovered my body, whatever it is, right? And that's all that really matters, is the fact that you made the physical movement to go, right? Instead of saying, I'm tired, I'll do it tomorrow, right? That's the important part. Does that make sense? I mean, I need to stop talking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so.
Good answer. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to give you the definition again, and then you're gonna pick a small goal. Think of something small that you want to do.
But like not tied to exercise, I guess.
No, it doesn't have to be tied to exercise.
Okay, go for it.
Be whatever you want. So,
Cool.
self-determination theory, it is concerned with the motivation behind choices people make without external influences and interference. Okay, so no matter what.
Whoa. Okay, repeat that. But like.
Self-determination theory.
Okay.
Concerned with the motivation behind choices people make without external influences and interference. So pick a small goal that no matter what, you're going to try to go through with without the influences of what's around you and without interference. In work, in play,
okay,
socially.
I guess a small goal that I would pick, it might sound stupid, but something that doesn't affect anybody would be like the little maintenance things that I have to do for myself that don't really affect anyone stopping me from doing it, such as let's say making my bed every morning, folding my clothes, doing my laundry, keeping my stuff organized, keeping my room clean. Those are things that I know they're tiny little goals, they're tiny little wins, and they're things that I know that I have to do in order to kind of propel myself into the day to tackle those tougher goals for the day. Does that kind of answer your question?
Mm-hmm. How about when you shave, clean up the hair?
Yeah, I know. Right. But how do you know it's me? Maybe it's him. Yeah, he looks like he's been for those. Yeah, he
the amount of times that I've had to clean it.
Let's just put it this way: Yehuda's got a good face for radio.
Aww.
Shalom, everybody always says that I look better, so
Yeah, okay. Anyhow,
Okay, so can you expect to do this week? Is it achievable? Can you do it?
absolutely.
Okay.
But the
Starting
thing
with
is,
the clothing hanging.
but the thing is that you can do it, but it's maintenance. And maintenance is the hardest thing to do because maintenance requires consistency. Right? Most people are not consistent. Most people lack the integrity to be consistent about their own motivations. Please silence all cell phones. I swear to this guy, he's a good boy. But the point is that just give it to me. Just. That's an inside joke. Okay. So the point is like the way I would answer your question is the small goals that I could do right now without anybody are the maintenance goals. And I think everyone needs to be doing that stuff, because if you're not doing the maintenance goals, then what we're talking about before, taking care of yourself. If you're not doing your maintenance goals, right, then you can't do the bigger goals because you're already procrastinating about the smallest things. And the truth is, I mean, call me crazy. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. Yeah. But the truth is like when I miss those things. Yeah. Okay. When I miss those things, it's like I'm like, oh crap, I should have done that. Oh no. I start getting the shakes. Not literally. It's whatever.
The metaphorical shapes.
Yeah.
Shakes.
Metaphorical shakes. Because I know that I have to have integrity to myself. I don't have integrity to myself. I don't have integrity to the people who rely on me. And it goes on. It's like a domino effect.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 3, action specific. So, for example, losing weight is not an action or behavior, but replacing snacks with fruit between meals is losing weight as a result of actions. So, you want to do these small maintenance things. What actions are you going to take in order for them to work out?
As far as like scheduling is concerned.
Yeah, you can write a schedule.
So yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I used to write a schedule on my phone. For some reason, it didn't really work out for me. I wasn't able to be consistent about it in the past.
Actually, it's funny. I think when you were still abroad.
In Israel?
Yeah. You had told me, like we were on the phone and you were like, write a schedule from the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep.
Correct. So yeah. So basically what I like to do in the past, I think this is when I was trying to work on my like structuring my own schedule, which is a very difficult thing to do. Like when you go from high school to like real world, like, and when I say real world, let's say you're going to university, college, or even if you're skipping college and you're just going straight to work, you don't have a structured schedule. It's all on you. You got to make breakfast. You got to tell yourself when to wake up, so on and so forth, right? So when I was working on doing that, I had lists galore. I would write it down, and it sounds weird, but it works, because basically I'd write it down on a sheet of paper. I'd even write it down on 2 or 3 other sheets of paper, so it's always around me, so I always see it. And I'd write it in my phone or put it in my phone calendar, whatever it is. I'd have it everywhere. And then I would actually do the action. And we're talking about action, like taking action on certain things, the smallest little things. I'd get pleasure, or no, not pleasure. I'd get satisfaction out of literally taking the pen and crossing whatever it is I got done for that day, so that I can train my mind in saying, see how good this feels? You crossed it out. You see how good that feels? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, that's how I started to do that stuff. And then as I gradually got better at just, I had like a time.
That answers what specific action crossing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, baby,
Okay.
two birds with one stone. That's what's up.
But there is more to this.
Okay, go for it.
There's subdivisions to this. Question number 4. How much time would you give yourself to do these actions?
How much time would I give myself to do these actions? Well, here's the thing. I think that, and my brother tells me this all the time. He says I need to give myself a break a lot, and he is 100% right. He is right. However, if you're used to giving yourself breaks, then you're going to say, well, I'm going to give myself a half hour to brush my teeth. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because at the end of the day, you're given 24 hours every day. how are you going to spend that time? Are you going to spend that time watching a movie and then doing your laundry? Or are you going to spend that time putting a load in the laundry, watching the movie, then, stopping the movie, putting it in the dryer? Like what I do when Yehuda was with me in Israel and we'd sit and watch TV, it would drive him crazy. And it's okay because, I like to be productive. I mean, I like to really work on that attribute. But it would drive him crazy. But we'd come back from work and I tell him, like, if you're going to watch TV shows or whatever it is, do something while you're doing it. Don't waste the time. And that's what I do. Like, I very rarely, I do sometimes because, like I said, I'm the kind of person that needs to actively take a break. Otherwise, it's too much for me. So I do rarely sometimes, I rarely do that. Like, especially if I'm watching Game of Thrones, like, nothing's happening. Maybe laundry, but nothing's happening. But the point is that, like, what I do is I make sure that if I'm going to watch a movie, I'm watching a movie while I'm doing something else. That way I'm utilizing my time well. So, and also it's like a double whammy in the sense that I'm taking a break while doing something. Because generally, if we're going to watch a movie while we're, like, cleaning our rooms, let's say, we're like taking a break-ish. You know what I mean? I'm allowing myself to take my time. I'm cleaning my room, watching a movie, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's a break, but
still getting shit.
But I'm still getting shit done. That's the point. And the thing is, like, and I would mark that down as a break, because the truth is, if cleaning our rooms and making our beds and folding our clothes, that is a day. Well, but it also right, but that's my point, because those small little things has a direct impact on our mental health and emotional health. A clean room means a clear conscience. You just got something to say, the guru. Into the mic, Yuda. Into the
mic. Is this close enough?
Perfect.
Okay. Here's the thing. What he's trying to say is, by not taking breaks, he's gotten used to making...
For the record, I know what he's trying to say.
Let him explain.
Go ahead.
I know
because I'm right here. I'm right here with you.
Okay. I know you know what he's trying to say, but here's another way of looking at it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Should we give him a standing ovation next time he does it?
The point is, he needs less to satisfy his urge, if that makes sense, to take a break. So all he needs...
Wait, repeat that?
He needs less to satisfy his urge to take a break, because he takes less of a break every time, and then his body gets used to it.
Okay.
So what you're saying is, so to speak, like weaning yourself off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Because too much is too much.
Correct. And I think that generally speaking,
Plus, if you take too many breaks, then you just get slow.
Exactly. Generally speaking, I think people give themselves way too many breaks. And I was lucky enough to identify at a younger age that, like, I gotta do the most that I can. I think it has to do with my own financial predicament, or my own, whatever. I've had to work hard for everything I have, and that kind of just that ingrained within me. Did I say that correctly? Perfect. That ingrained within me a work ethic that's like, I'm going to do the most and the best that I can for myself so that I can do it for others.
Okay. So let me chime in with that.
Go for it.
I work 8:30 to 6 on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I get an hour break. So during that hour break, for the entire hour, I'm doing homework.
That's awesome.
Break, but it's not really a break.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to shoot this right back at you. You're a pretty busy person, you'd say, right? Got a full-time job, you're in school, taking a minor and a major. And when I see you doing homework all the time, and then ever since I got home, you've been going to the gym and you're trying to go as consistently as possible, which is awesome. What do you think you could either do differently or better to make your situation easier to handle, or to maybe make yourself more productive so you can tackle other things?
Okay, so because of the whole break situation, because, I work, I'm on my feet pretty much all day, and then I'm doing homework. So when I get home at 6 o'clock, initially I either go straight to the gym or I end up lying down and watching a show. But if I go to the gym first, I end up saying, you know what, I still feel like I need that break to just binge watch a show, and then I end up going to sleep really late, which makes me not want to wake up early in the morning, whether I have to or whether I don't have to. So what I could do is I could wake up earlier. I could go to sleep at a decent time and wake up earlier.
And why don't you?
I don't know, because I still feel like I need to binge watch a show.
I'm so Sherlock Holmes like that this whole thing was just to have an intervention with her so she could wake up earlier. One sec.
Is that what you were thinking?
It's not what I was thinking, but I wanted it. But the truth is, I don't want it all to be about me.
Well, I'm interviewing you. So.
No, I'm aware of that, but I also want, like I said in the beginning, it's about leading by example. So my question to you is that how well do you know yourself to know what you're doing wrong, or what you're doing? I didn't ask you what you're doing wrong. We'll ask you that next. But what you're doing, what you would change to make your situation better. But Barracuda has another situation.
What she's doing is within her comfort zone.
Oh. Woo! That's another one. We didn't even talk about the comfort zone. What you're doing is within your comfort zone. When you're in your comfort zone, there's little to no growth. There's like a very small percentage of growth. That's the other thing, is that you ask me, why do you go to the gym no matter what? It's because I'm taking myself out of my comfort zone. And I've made my fear, like I made the fear of taking myself out of the comfort zone like a place I've burrowed a hole. I've lived in that fear. I have a little hut in that fear. It's got a fireplace, there's wood, it's really cool. But the point is, that's what I'm trying to say. So the question is, why don't you want to wake up earlier?
Because I hate mornings, and I literally.
Let me tell you something.
It takes so much to get my head off.
Let me tell you a secret.
Why do you think I have so many alarms go off in the morning?
Yeah, I hear them. They're freaking annoying. The point is, let me tell you something right now. Everybody hates mornings. Even a guy that, I'm a morning person, I love mornings. He doesn't. He's projecting the insecurity that he hates waking up in the morning. Everybody hates, this guy, Barracuda. The point is, everybody hates mornings. Even the guy who's all positive is like, he's full of crap. Usually those people are projecting their insecurities because they're trying to cope with the idea. They're like, damn it, I don't want to wake up. But they're like, if I'm gonna wake up, I might as well make the best out of it. But the point is, the earlier you start, the more time you have to do what you need to do, right? And the thing is, like early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Why? Because you have more time. That's it.
I mean, I get up relatively early because I have to go to work and I have to go to school. But I could get up earlier.
You could. And you know what? Have you ever worked out in the morning before?
No, because it makes me nauseous.
I
have done it, but it makes me really nauseous.
Let me tell you something about working out in the morning. It sucks to get out of bed and be like, oh, damn, I got to go to the gym. But when you do it, when the gym is the first thing you do in the morning, you're like on top of the freaking world. Like, do you remember, I got to think of the only thing I can think about is that one, I think it was Spider-Man 3. We're talking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, where he gets like infected by whatever the hell he was infected by.
The spider.
No, that's Spider-Man 1. He didn't
Venom.
That's it. Yeah,
Venom.
he didn't become Spider-Man in the third movie.
Right. Okay.
Then it'd just be about an average guy who's good at like science. That's stupid. I take photos. But the point is, that there was a scene where he got infected by Venom, and he's like listening to music, and he's like, "Yeah, let's get." Dude, it's too late for the mailman. The point is, so basically, what he was like walking on sunshine. I'm walking on sunshine, and it's like that's the feeling you get when the first thing you do is boom, you go straight to the gym. It's It's an amazing
I just
feeling.
have one thing to say.
I listened for a full month of working out early in the morning, having that be the first thing that I say. I don't know why I'm not embarrassed to say this, but I listened every time I finish the gym. I walk out the gym listening to T-Pain's Dan Bilzerian. They gonna talk about me. They gonna talk about me every freaking morning. It like pumped me the hell up. I mean, it's very much a guy's
Okay,
song.
so I guess we're gonna have to try it, but
Hell yeah.
try it again because I've tried it in the past and it just makes me want to vom.
Makes me wanna vom.
Dot
Okay.
com.
Adina, can I be honest with you? Everybody, when they wake up early, gets a little nauseous.
No, but you know me. Like I'm always nauseous.
I
I'm always
know.
vomiting.
I know, but you can actually
So,
you can actually train yourself out of it.
can you imagine what it's gonna be like when I'm pregnant?
Okay. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. How often do you
That's a
want to
can
do
of
these
worms.
things?
How often do I want to do what things?
These maintenance things.
As often as possible.
Okay, good answer. Confidence level of 7 or more. What do you feel on a scale
Yeah,
of
as
not
far
so
as-
sure to
As far
yes,
as
I'm
what's
gonna
concerned.
get it done.
As far as what's
These
concerned.
maintenance goals. This maintenance goal.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, and like I said, oh my God. And like I said, I'm not perfect, but that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? If we figured everything out, life would not be fun. If we had everything, and life would not be fun. It's the challenge that makes everything great. For those that are listening, the last podcast we did was about the fear of failure. That's the same exact thing. The challenge is what makes us happy. When you overcome the hill that was difficult to climb, you keep going over and over and over again. You fall down, you go back up. That's what it's about. It's the fact that I'm not good at it that makes me want to continue to do it. Because there's so many ways that I can get better at it. That's so awesome. So that concludes this topic. This was a 36-minute and 40-second epic. I think it went really well. I'd say this is part 1, and we'll see you next time when we do part 2 and 3. There's 3 parts, right? 3 parts. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the great subjects. Thank you, Barracuda, for the useless banter. And we will move forward to the next one.
This is a first official instrumental.